Hey everybody, this is John and welcome to the free video. Let's take a quick look at earnings today. Beyond Meat came out, got plastered, down 21%. It was their first quarter that they made money, but of course this has been one of the most heavily shorted stocks of the year. But the whole point is that their valuation does not match up with the amount of money that they're making in any way, shape, or form. And on top of that, you've got, of course, the release of the lockup period. So it'll be interesting to see kind of where at some point shorts will want to start taking profits, but at this point it's not now. So I'm going to keep an eye on that for a short covering rally, but at this point Beyond Meat is kind of beyond dead. And then if we take a look at Google, Google is showing a pattern that has been very, very similar with all of the big tech stocks so far, and I think it'll be similar with Apple, is that they're basically ending the day well within their expected move. Okay, so what does that mean? That means for Google, the option makers priced in a $55 expected move. So if you sold options like an at the money iron condor, you made money on this, right? That's what it's designed for. The same thing happened with Amazon. Amazon was down $150 on an expected move of 66, but by the time it closed the next day, it was only down like 30 bucks, all right? So same thing there. And so the question now is what happens with Apple? I think we're going to get something similar with Apple. For the very fact of the reason is that we've already priced in the earnings. Okay, hedge funds are smart. When they see action that's happening, they will just price in the move. And so they've been pricing in the move ever since from 220 all the way up to 250, right? So I think at this point that Apple, there is nothing, and I could be dead wrong on this. I'm always the first one to say that, but I don't think there's anything that they're going to say here that's going to cause this stock to have a greater than expected move to the upside. It's already priced in. So what can we do with something like that? Well, I like on something like that, and let's just assume that it's going to be trading at 245 by the close. I don't know where it's going to be trading by then. But if you just do an at the money iron condor and just make the wings as wide as the expected move, right? So just go 250 to, 250 call, and then let's go up to 260 for some protection, and then a 250 put, and then of course we can go down to 240. Or boy, I'm just messing that up, aren't I? Let's do 245 and 245, and then we can do, let's do 15 points wide. All right, so what does all this mean? That means I've just set up a trade where I've got a $9.41 credit, okay, which pretty much matches the expected move. And then if it doesn't work, I've got, in case it goes up, $100, I have got some leverage. I mean, I've got some stops in place. Okay, so on a one lot trade, what does this look like? What it looks like is my max loss is $559, okay, against a max profit of $941 per contract. All right, so that is the trade that I will be doing for the earnings play on Apple. All right, so for one of the biggest questions I've been getting in this market, especially because the markets have been pretty crazy, is just how to time the moves. All right, and so here's a good example. Here's a stock where it's trending higher, it's trending higher, it's trending higher, and then crashes. Well, if you're familiar with what's called the Moxie tool, what this is a textbook inverse trampoline move, where we break through here, we kind of come back up, get rejected, and then when you get this next downturn right here, what you're looking for is for this entire thing to collapse. And indeed it does very quickly. I mean, the stock falls, nearly 25 to 41, 31, 20, yeah, $20 in, a matter of a day and a half. I mean, pretty amazing. So what is this? I don't know if some of you have heard of this. Some of you have already heard of it. I think a lot of you haven't. So TG, he's new with us. Been trading for almost 6 years now. Classic kind of engineer, pilot, and is looking for precision. It's like, I am not trading unless I've got precision. And so the Moxie tool indicator is a result of that desire. And what's going to be great about this is that it's something that I like to use with the squeeze because it'll show those, especially those divergences and like that one I just saw you, it kind of gives you a heads up as to which way the squeeze is going to fire. And it's from a totally different perspective than I've ever seen before. And it's also good as a standalone tool as well. So if you're interested in checking this out, you can go to simplertrading.com/stocks. And he has a class coming up For $4.97, all right, you'll get the actual strategy class and how he uses it, as well as the Moxie indicator itself, and he's developed scans that you can use within Thinkorswim. And then, of course, I always think it's a good idea to spend some time live trading with the person who is showing you the ropes. And in this case, for $6.97, you get all of that plus 3 days of live trading. So if you're seeing this, this is a fantastic deal to get set up with. Again, if you're into precision, like no questions asked, what do I do? Right? Tell me should I go long or short, and should when I get out. TG, from an engineer and pilot perspective, has put together a system that answers that question. So it's pretty fascinating. And it's always fun kind of looking at different perspectives that come in, and especially when you get someone that's this precise. It's just like, there's no room for interpretation, so to speak. So I think it's something that you'll really enjoy. And again, that is coming up on November 2nd, which is this Saturday. So right after the Halloween coma settles in, and then there'll be live trading on the 4th, 7th, and 12th. All right? Should be an awesome class. And TG, also looking forward to those precise rules that you put together for this. I always think it's great when you get someone, especially from an engineering background and a pilot background, where you've got the safety checklist before you do anything. That's really what he's brought to trading. So it's pretty phenomenal. All right, you guys have a good one. See you at the next update.